Hello and welcome to your reading, Capricorn. This reading is for all Capricorn placements. So Capricorn, we're going to take a look at your month of June 2023. We're going to start off with the Lenormand, get an overview, themes of the month, and break it down tarot, and I have Kipper cards as well. Let's take a moment before we get started to call in our guides, angels, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, spirit guides of the highest vibrational frequency. Please be with us today to provide the most accurate, meaningful messages for Capricorn in regards to June 2023. Thank you for your clear and accurate messages, and thank you, Capricorn, for being here. Spirit, what are the main things going on in June for Capricorn? What are the main things going on in June for Capricorn? I have here Stork. And the Stork card in Lenormand really has to do with lifestyle changes. Of course, the Stork traditionally is associated with pregnancy, so that is the case, especially if it comes up with the child. But really, I'm seeing that there's some positive habits being formed, or you're implementing things you wanted to for a while now. You're making these changes. Some people might be making changes to their home, the nest there. Maybe you're doing a declutter, cleaning things. Overall, making some changes to your lifestyle that'll be really beneficial. You could be cutting out people from your life that have snake-like behavior. I love all animals these days, so I feel bad even snakes are equivalent to malicious people sometimes, or devious people who have their own hidden agendas. But really I'm seeing this, oh look, we have two queens. We'll have to look and see too what that means, because in the Lenormand, any repetition, and you look at the colors and everything too, will give an additional message. We'll see, because I don't remember that one offhand. But I feel like you could be making changes with those you surround yourself with too. You might not be letting in to your home certain people that have deceived you or just rub you the wrong way. You could be moving away from them, literally, but I think mostly it's mentally you're just putting up boundaries. You don't need them anymore in your life. You could also be making changes. Maybe you feel like you've done stuff in the past and you're making more positive changes. Doesn't mean you're deceiving other people, but maybe you've been kind of a loner in a way, doing your own thing, really defensive, protecting yourself for whatever reason, life. And I feel like you could be making some changes to be more social and get out more and do things. Surround yourself with like-minded people, or just become the type of person you want to be. What else for the Capricorn spirit? Okay. Oh, awesome. Yes, you're totally being inspired this month. The Star card here, I love this card, but this is total inspiration. I feel like you're being inspired to shed your skin. Yeah, to shed, the old you. You're ready for a transformation. You're being inspired to make a transformation in June. Make changes in your life that you wanted to make, been thinking about, or maybe you're just now getting these thoughts and inspiration to do things. I really feel like you're going to transition into a new phase of life that is really more uplifting and positive. I feel like you could be connecting more with your spirit guides or your spirituality or religion overall, and that could be helping you, but really you're just getting more clarity about what it is you want, maybe what it is you don't want, and you're making changes regarding that. Oh, and look, on the bottom deck we have the heart here. Yeah, these two cards are the most positive in my opinion, with the sun as well, but you're really just feeling inspired. You're feeling more upbeat emotions, more love, starting for yourself. You're no longer accepting behaviors from yourself or others that aren't aligned with what you want. You're making the changes to really shed your old beliefs. Maybe you've had some limiting beliefs. Maybe there's something here with not feeling like you're worthy of love or something, or maybe you're oh, it's too late to do whatever, and you're you know what, F it. There's some inspiration, something coming over you in this month that's really going to help you shed the things that you don't want anymore. It's really coming through now here, and with making these changes, bringing more love into your life. I feel like that maybe hasn't been prevalent lately, especially self-love. Where did I put the book? Okay, let's see what we have with the queens. Might give us more information. I feel like it's going to be about another person. Let's see. interesting. I don't know. This doesn't, for some of you maybe, rivals in love with the same person. With the snake card here, I guess that makes sense. You even have the love thing here. I think there could just be someone in your life that is overall been an issue. I don't necessarily think for most of you it's a rival in love, but perhaps it is. I feel like if there is something like that, you're rising above that. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to compete with someone for, like another person. Like if this was meant to be like, it will. Like I'm not going to deal with petty behavior. I'm just going to focus on my own needs, what I want, loving myself, making the changes in my life I need for myself, setting boundaries with people. Yeah, there could be like, yeah, I know we have the heart card here, so it could be something to do with love, but I feel like this is just someone else in your life that has been maybe causing you some issues. But they say like with the star card, whatever it touches brings like happiness and success to it. So if you've been dealing with these issues, if you've been wanting to make changes, you've been wanting to transition, shed the old, make way for the new, this is the month for Capricorns. You're going to ultimately feel a lot happy. There could be something here with like resisting change. But something's like lighting you up to want to do it this month. You could be really protective of yourself, like maybe you've been hurt in the past, so you don't want to make changes, you don't want to like be more social or date again or whatever it is for some of you. But overall, you're feeling happier, you're focusing on self-love, self-care, you're being inspired. I usually never look in here for other things besides what we just did. Let's see. Yeah, changes for the better. Returning star, understand. Yeah, I feel like you're really making change. Like, that's what it says for Stork plus the star card here. There's definitely changes for the better happening. You're letting go. There's like a big release here. I feel like this is kind of like a collective thing that's been going on lately. Like letting go of the old, making way for the new. Like just no longer accepting things you don't want anymore. You're like, you know what? You're realizing like you are the one that is going to make any changes in your life. You can't, no one else is. Like you're in charge of you, and you don't want to be unhappy anymore. You don't want to deal with people that are doing more harm than good anymore. There's like something with like creative and like inspiration too. You could be doing more creative things that really fill you up, light you up. I'm gonna do 6 card spread. What is the main message you have for Capricorn in the month of June? And what should Capricorn focus on this month? What should Capricorn focus on this month? Push this up a little. What isn't a priority for Capricorn this month? What is a surprise or something that Capricorn is blind to? What should Capricorn avoid this month? Ooh, too many cards. Flip it over. And then what is the overall action and advice you have for Capricorn? Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you're becoming more decisive and like taking action, cutting through the BS, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. Seriously, like I feel like you're sticking up for yourself. I feel like actually you don't really have a problem with that, but maybe like let things go with a certain person, and you're like no longer. But the main message is 7 of Rods here. This is like a defense card, kind of in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, but look at like this person is just holding that up. It's like victory, like believing in your strength and your power and like being inspired to take action, to be, and I really see this as like putting up a boundary. So is there someone in your life that needs, a boundary with. This could be a air sign because we have two cards here. We have a lot of suits here, but also cups. But the air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It doesn't have to be. But I feel like there's something here with like really focusing on standing up for yourself, putting up boundaries, and doing what makes you feel good. The pages could be like new areas of study. You could be like learning something new that really inspires you. You can be like, these lifestyle changes, this inspiration could be from learning something new, taking time to learn a new subject, get a new book, take a class, join a group of some sort. I feel like that could be really where this inspiration comes from. And what to avoid, we have the Three of Swords reversed, and this is like the heartache card. It's like, I feel like you've done some healing, and there's been some issues in the past. And what to avoid, we have the Two of Cups reversed here too. There's someone in your life, it seems like, likely just one person, but it could be more, that's just been causing you issues, causing you heartache. Maybe there's been a falling out, a loss of some sort. And I feel like this is the month of no longer focusing on that. And I feel like you could have done a lot of healing work already. And now is the time you're like taking action to make changes in your life. Like maybe you've done healing work, you've read a lot and stuff, but now is the time to like implement that. And for what you may be blind to, we have the Page of Cups reversed. This could be like a lack of creative expression, a lack of like passion and creativity overall, maybe not listening to your intuition. And this could be due to, there could have been something here with like a negative mindset, a lack mindset, feeling like, scarcity, like you don't have whatever it is, but there's not a focus on that this month. The advice Spirit has for you is to avoid the lack mindset, the scarcity mindset, thinking like it's too late to do this, I don't have enough for this, focusing on what someone took away from you or what was taken away from you. And even if that sucks, was awful and terrible, Spirit wants you to focus on the present moment. And what can you do in this present moment to make yourself feel better? What will inspire you and light you up? Because I feel like you haven't been, for a lot of you, haven't been doing what lights you up, what makes you feel good. And it's time to start something new. The page, the focus, pages also represent like beginning of something. And the sword suit is very mental. So I really do think it's like learning new things and doing new activities, especially with the King of Swords on the bottom, making decisions, cutting people out. Something that's really, for some reason, I feel like there's some energy that's been around you that needs to be cut out. And I feel like this has come up in other Capricorn readings. But it seems like this, you've like recognized that, yeah, and you've been working on that. And now is the month where things are changing. The changes are happening. You're cutting this loose. You're changing yourself, so your outer world is reflecting that. Like the focus isn't like maybe in the past few readings has been about another person, and I feel like in this reading it's like this month of June, no longer is it. You're like ready to shed that, and move on to the next phase and focusing on what is good for you, what inspires you, what makes you feel like love and just upbeat emotions overall. So I feel like you guys may have already implemented these boundaries going into this month with this person. And now is the time to take action for your own life. And some people might even feel the need to move away from this person or block them or something like that. But you could have already done this. I feel like this has been going on, but now it's the next phase. You're shedding the skin, maybe you're forgiving this person. Whatever it is, it just isn't as much of a focus. At least Spirit's hoping it isn't for you, like recommending that for you. I'm recommending that you do things that inspire you and make you feel good, get out of your comfort zone, try new things. These changes you make this month are really adding up to you feeling good, being inspired. Not focusing on this other person or other situation that, like with a rival or, whatever it said. and just not even viewing the situation like you may have been, and really just like feeling empowered. I really feel like this card is really speaking of empowerment here, and like especially with the Star card here, you're feeling empowered, you're feeling authentic and feeling more aligned than you have in a while. What else, Spirit, for Capricorn? Pathway. I feel like some of you guys may have been resisting these changes, this transformation coming, but I feel like you're still headed down that road no matter what. You're like on a new path. And I feel like this resistance of changing is happening because we have the Snake card, like shedding all, like just like a metamorphosis of some sort is coming. You might have been resisting following some urges. Yeah, with this intuition card being seeming a little blocked here, you might have been feeling pulled to do something like, you know, divine inspiration type thing. And you might have been avoiding it because you might feel like it's selfish or not the right thing to do, or because you had these other issues or with this person or things going on in your life. But I feel like Spirit's really calling you to listen to that intuition, that urge, like, and really follow what feels good to you. And like, don't be afraid to try new things and go after it. Because like those little nudges that keep happening are like, you know, your higher self, Spirit, like telling you that like, yeah, this is right. You should try that new thing. Maybe you should pick up that art project, whatever it is. Make those positive changes. Maybe you're like, oh, I really should start walking more, you know? And maybe but you haven't done it because you've been busy or tired. And then like, I feel like this is the month when you're gonna like start doing that and realize it actually gives you more energy and inspires you. You might get a lot of like creative hits or like downloads when you're walking. Oh yeah, there's no longer an emphasis on another person. There's healing going on. You're moving on from this situation with another person, and you're focusing on your own heart and your own, you know, love. And there's no more concern for about whatever this is. It's like you're releasing something that's been really worrying you that has to do with another person. This other person has been preventing you from moving forward in some way, but you're not letting it concern you anymore. And this is really, and you're listening to your intuition, you're listening to what makes you feel good, what makes you feel better. And you might be like, oh, if I cut this other person out or move on, like, I'll feel empty inside or whatever it is, but you're actually going to feel more love and better overall. It just takes, you know, stepping out of your comfort zone, trying new things, searching for the light and love, and, you know, not focusing on the past. Yeah, so what to avoid. The Two of Cups reversed is just like a couple cards right next to the Lovers reversed. And again, this doesn't always have to be a love relationship. It's any relationship. So I feel like this could be this nudge that it's time for change. But of course, your free will. I'm not telling you what to do or anything like that. But I feel like when you make these changes, your concern's going to lessen. You're going to feel really good, creative, inspired, just overall well. So if you've been really feeling like making some positive changes, Capricorn, I feel like this is confirmation. And also I feel like if you've been feeling a lack of creativity and inspiration overall, trying new things will be super, super valuable to you in the month of June. But that is your reading, Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated and was helpful. If it did, please subscribe. If you haven't already, like this video, leave a comment, and do something special, something fun, something that really inspires you today. You deserve it. I love you so much, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, Capricorn. Have a great month.